Hey everyone, Chap here again, and welcome to Gaming EXP. Today we're going to talk about Ghost of Tsushima, an action-adventure stealth game set in Tsushima, Japan, where you play as Jin Sakai in an attempt to retake the island from the Mongol Empire led by Khotan Khan. This game is great. I have loved every second of it, and since I've been playing it, I immediately asked, how does this game link to actual events in world history? It turns out very loosely, actually. The game's setting did actually happen during the first Mongol invasion of Japan in 1274. The island of Tsushima is an island between the Japanese mainland and South Korea, right, right over here, and was the first area of Japan the Mongols conquered, since they set sail from South Korea on their conquest attempt, and Tsushima is right in between South Korea and Japan. But that is where most of the similarities between the game and history end, and we will explain exactly where some of them got it wrong. First is the opening battle in Ghost of Tsushima and the people involved. The battle did involve 80 samurai, where they did lose terribly in actual history, because they were up against 8,000 Mongols. Why are we here? Do we even really have a shot? We are here because of our honor. Oh, yeah, honor. That's all we need to win. But the names associated in the battle and in the game are not accurate to history at all. First is the Sakai clan. The family, Jin Sakai, the character you play, and your uncle who leads the battles, Lord Shimura, are a part of this family in the game. Now, in Japanese history, the Sakai clan did exist, but their clan started around the year 1527, which is almost 250 years after the first Mongol invasion, where Ghost of Tsushima takes place. The actual leaders of that initial battle was the Soi Daimyo family, more specifically, Sukakune, who died at the battle with all of the other samurai. I mean, who didn't see that one coming? Reportedly, the samurai did put up an amazing fight, where the Japanese archers took down a good chunk of the Mongol army, and a single samurai named Sugasada killed 25 Mongols in combat by himself. But that information is coming mostly from the Japanese, and when you look at historical information and it's a person talking about how great they are, you can't always take it as 100%. To war! Oh, there goes Sugasada. That was quick. Yeah, it's amazing though. He took out 25 Mongols on his own. What are you talking about? He took an arrow to the chest almost immediately. I said he took out 25 Mongols on his own. Okay, geez, what a hero. Next is the Mongol leader Khotan Khan, who didn't exist. But the relatives we mentioned did. First, he mentions his grandfather, Genghis Khan.
Grandson of Genghis.
Name drop. Who is probably one of the most famous people in world history ever. He was the man that created the massive Mongol Empire in 1206, and at the time of his death, it covered 4.6 million square miles, the largest land empire ever. He also created a ton of offspring, to the point where there are currently 16 million estimated descendants of Genghis Khan. So, yeah, if you ever do one of those genealogy reports to see your ancestry and it shows that you have some Mongolia in you, there's a chance that you can thank Genghis Khan and his excessive baby making for that. Then he mentions his cousin, Kublai Khan.
Cousin of Kublai.
Man, you just know all the cool Khans, don't you? Who was the actual grandson of Genghis Khan and the real person that led the first Mongol invasion of Japan. Kublai conquered China, establishing himself as emperor and setting up the Yuan dynasty. After conquering China, he set his eyes on Japan, successfully taking Tsushima, which was the first line of defense for Japan, and then attempting to conquer the Japanese mainland shortly after. Ultimately, Kublai's invasion failed when his fleet was sailing from Tsushima to Japan, and a hurricane hit and destroyed Kublai's fleet, forcing the Mongols to retreat and halt their conquest of Japan. They would try a second time years later, but another hurricane stops them in their tracks yet again. In Japanese legend, the people believe the god Rajan sent the hurricanes to protect the Japanese people, who then named the storms Kamikaze, or Divine Wind. Kind of the inspiration behind the wind that guides you in the Ghost of Tsushima. Where the heck do I go? Oh, thank you, Kamikaze. You are as windy as you are divine. As well as the inspiration for the kamikaze Japanese fighter pilots during World War II. So there are a lot of things that are in the game that are not historically accurate to real life. However, I do see why Sucker Punch would go this route with the game. It does open the game up for more creative opportunity when you use fictional characters and events than if you go by history. If they were to have gone the historically accurate route, the game would have ended at the initial battle because there were very few or no survivors. By using fictional characters, you don't have to stick to historical deaths and can even be open for sequels if you wish, which in the long run is a smarter move. It's why the Assassin's Creed franchise rarely does direct sequels. It's hard to make a sequel when an important NPC character in the first game is supposed to be dead at the time your protagonist is trying to save the world again in the sequel. And that's it for this video. Stay tuned because we will break down this game some more, talking about the weapons, armor, and other interesting things in this game that were inspired by real life events in future videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.